Hello, Wojciech Pietrzak here. ITSL game against Ferencváry from Hungary. This is the last game I'm playing in the group stage. I have 12 victories and 7 defeats. If I lose, I am probably able to make it to the main playoffs anyway, because I have a very good tiebreak, namely the average percentage of my opponent. But I'd like to win or at least draw this game to make sure. My opponent isn't very strong, but the cards may change this impact. Not complaining about the headlines and not complaining about the starting hand. Probably it's gonna be played fully, blockade with Suez Crisis. No really space race candidates unless he triggers CIA and gets rid of it. A very flexible hand because I have playable cards of every value. But it's kind of table tennis, and USSR is serving, and USA, in this case me, is responding. "60 minutes per game," and damn, I wish Playdeck introduced this speed. People had modded the game so that it's sometimes possible, it's even sometimes possible to have 20 or 30. Okay, that was a strong coup, but degraded Defcon to 3, so Fiddle now traps him in CIA if he has it. And denies him a counter coup, and in general I rolled nice, although if he has Middle East scoring, he scores it at 4, and this can't be helped. If he does, Malaysia and France is the obvious move. Otherwise, Lebanon, Egypt and Libya, fighting for some Middle East domination, or at least Middle East equalizing in the long run. Well, slightly long, he can always coup there, but it should take him a while. And while he's cooing Egypt or Libya, he can't coup Angola, Algeria, Panama, Zaire. Etc. No need to hurry with blockade. Oh. Okay, so he wants to go to France, and I'd like to stop it and attack Malaysia. Yes, I know, maybe Lebanon, because he may take it, but his move suggests that he doesn't have Middle East and he does have Europe. He may have socialist governments, but these are reparable with containment. He may have De Gaulle, but this is also reparable with containment. Also, Warsaw Pact formed is more or less a free play now. Not entirely free, because it's harder to break Poland or East Germany, and it gives him distal source of influence, but Still good to get this card early as USA and make sure it doesn't come back in the late war. My personal record as USSR is removing 19 influence with Warsaw Pact. Oh, so he did have it now. 2 into Thailand. I guess it was a good call. Creating a sort of dilemma. Whether to break Thailand or not. Egypt or Lebanon, at least one of them, looks like a must. Decisions. Okay. This is removed and this is removed, but Truman is not, so let's resolve Warsaw Pact first. Egypt, Lebanon. Maybe Costa Rica to secure Panama for further use. Or maybe Indonesia first. So much about my Asian or Middle Eastern stuff. But his T-star looks slightly wasted this way. Okay, just in case he has some scorings, let's just play this blockade here, because he should respond either by coupping or by placing influence in Venezuela. In both cases I may distract the regions. He's coupping. He could very well, but this is a downside risk of playing cards like this, and I have high cards to counter coup and low coup rolls, damn it. In this case, into Thailand, both here in case of some decoy. I got CIA. So it's certainly played. I think red scaring him is exactly what I want to do. Socialist maybe to space, maybe for a hold card, because why not holding it and space it later when it makes no harm. Maybe I'll space Vietnam revolts. Comic-Con, harmless. East European unrest. Just 3 ops. Both of the cards protecting France after the goal, unless he plays the goal in headline and takes France with something like China card. Yeah. In which case I'm gonna start Ops War for France with Comic-Con and East European unrest. And if this fails, just perform coup. Yeah, maybe I should have... Oh, he's not taking France. Looks like he has Asia. I'd like to coup. But I'd like to save Asian victory points more. Oh, he had this. So now I am cooing. And another one for a coup, damn it. This doesn't look good, or this looksn't good, as I like to say. Switching plans. Indo-Pakistani war should be a hold card, unless he attacks India and Pakistan the way that playing this card is my best chance to stop him. In the meantime, CIA the best chance to coup Colombia. Now a 2. Damn! I'm rolling so poorly. Vietnam revolt's not exactly a free play. So I think I'll take risk of Korean War, hoping for him not to roll 5 or 6. Oh, fortunately he gave me this. And he's not taking Asian battlegrounds one by one, as if he didn't have Asia at all. Important decision. If I space... Okay, I space socialist governments, because otherwise it's gonna be used for repairing its own damage anyway. Now I rolled a 4, but at least a 4 now is good enough. I think the current setup of Southeast Asia makes Vietnam revolt's boost harmless for me, so I may as well space it, not caring about him headlining it. one time or another. Maybe I should have played this earlier. Four, so if I take South Korea and Philippines, it's 6-5 in my favor. So even if he wins Korean War, I may still respond with Indo-Pakistani War breaking something. By something I mean South Korea. Oh, he just had the scoring. Mill ops are mine, so I guess I'll just hunt for another 2 victory points. Failed. Down this rolls. Another CIA and another Red Scare, and this time Red Scaring him. Scare or duck and cover? I like headlining duck and cover and grabbing points, but this time, if he plays Socialist Governments or Suez Crisis, it may be very against my Europe. On the other hand, Suez Crisis itself isn't harmful. Socialists would be harmful because 2 from Italy would make Marshall enough. Still, only a Red Scare guarantees that after Suez Crisis he is unable to take a battleground with Marshall. Korean War, yes. Okay. And fortunately for me, this was lost for him. He doesn't know that I have European scoring. He knows I have Cambridge 5 cooing this time. Yes, of course, he has Middle East scoring. Middle East costs me 5. The same Europe gives me. And this can't really be helped. Ops war in Syria is pointless. But what I can do, for starters, is attempting to coup Colombia, and come on! The hell with these rolls. Yep, I must play mine soon as well. So decal space race. Duck and cover actually not the worst hold card. Romanian abdication, another attempt. So it's worth another coup attempt in Colombia. This time a 6. Yeah. Hell yeah. So duck and cover may be worth holding. On the other hand, we will bury you goes into play. Okay, you don't have a 4. So with the China card I will be able to take at least one of them. Excuse me. Technically he has a 4 like Marshall Plan, but it's only worth 3. And this is where Purge starts being crucial. And now the question is, space decal or hold it and just have it? Have the turns, action rounds to play. And it's important now, because if I play China card to Venezuela, and let's say my last action round to influence to Angola, I have to go to Zaire with my next move. On the other hand, I may continue with the ops war here. Or not, let's calculate it a little deeper. Assuming I space decal and Venezuela is left 4-3. The next turn begins and then he coups Venezuela, cutting me off completely. If I break Brazil, he needs a 3 to put 2. Otherwise the story repeats. But I have access to Uruguay. Not an easy decision. Holding the China card is always worth something by itself. Let's play it more risky and more sneaky. In more sneaky way, I mean. I think he played some dubious moves, like going into Panama instead of Venezuela. It's far less important and often couable. Oh yeah, 5-year plan, should have remembered it. Okay, this must go to space. 2 victory points earned. And actually bird trap is nice. And OAS is nice, provided in case he admires me or something. Allende is gonna be a pain. Shuttle diplomacy to coup Brazil. OPEC would hurt, but maybe it's solvable. Okay. Failed. So I may do things. I think this is one of the good things to do. It grants me important access. Yeah, now successful. So So let's try to cut his access off. I keep rolling once. Okay, not too good. My meal-ups are safe due to Indopaki. So I think Allende is a natural candidate for a hold card. U2 incident is gonna cost me 1 point. UN intervention is not gonna be played because he had buried it with Marshall Plan, and he's not gonna grab it. What he is gonna grab is South American domination. And it's time to stop it. And of course, if he coups Colombia, I will sacrifice 2 points from Germany and counter coup. Central America is worth 1 for him. And this is a price I may pay. But I should score it early enough to may safely discard Allende if he plays Kennedy. And it would be nice to find some time to trigger our man in Tehran. Certainly offers better odds here than there. Come fucking on. This was just ridiculous. The only good thing is that Allende isn't now changing anything meaningful. Okay, let's trigger the scoring. Walk to Africa. I think I'm gonna sacrifice Sadat and just play it for ups. In Angola and Zaire, Africa is the left scoring, yep. Asia and Southeast Asia are 2 other left scoring, so I'm not yet feeling unsafe. But I feel somewhat uncomfortable with what's happening. Okay, grain sales is always great to draw. A no-nonsense play now. He can't really have some nasty death and suicide cards. But my hand is really, really good now. can take Laos, Cambodia and Vietnam, switching Southeast Asia to +3. Maybe I can score arms race. Maybe I can score Camp David. Nixon? A non-scoring scorings in my... sorry, a scoring non-scorings in my hand. Socialist governments is the natural candidate for space race. Russia is the natural candidate of being hated by me. Ooh, but junta is very good. Draw. It's actually good enough to be triggered as an event, even if this means I'm not fighting for the scored regions. Okay, I'll have to retake Europe somehow, but not now. So... now, let's go to Venezuela. Same odds of success, same odds of being realigned, but scores for OPEC. Good roll once in a while. So the only meaningful way to retake Italy is brush war again. I really don't want him to have is Kennedy. Because it would be really nasty to have it wasted on such a good hand. Actually, I have nothing to discard. Socialists are a space race candidate and I can't really hope I'm gonna draw better. Brezhnev is a perfect AR7 play. All the other cards are at least good. Maybe I could discard Southeast Asia scoring, but actually I'm gonna fight for a good score there. If I play NATO to Laos, Cambodia and Vietnam, he may equalize the scoring, but only by giving me the China card, so... India, as if he had Asia, another good reason to fight for countries. Plus, if DEFCON improves somehow, this one into Panama shows me that he's gonna probably play Panama Canal returned. I'm still waiting for Che before I spread into Africa. Trying to get domination there. If he allows me taking Burma, I think I'm gonna do this with arms race, because I don't believe that I'm gonna score arms race this turn. On the other hand, I have to coup somewhere. Okay, but I have targets and I have Brezhnev doctrine for the last action round. This is a good moment for a mediocre player to blunder. Of course, I'm not saying my opponent is mediocre. Actually, he has more victories than defeats as USSR. But this one looked like a blunder, actually. He gained one victory point, losing one influence point. While on this board, influence would mean something. For example, to Burma would be a 2 victory point switch in Southeast Asia. Here's OPEC scored. I wasn't quick enough with Camp David. Speaking of space race, okay, I'm gonna see his hairline, so I think grabbing his China card is a good call, but not now. No hurry with Camp David, so I think it's time for our man in Tehran. Yeah. If he plays the China card, I'm gonna hold just. So goodbye, Kookmeyer. And about 8 PM, I'm hesitant. If he gets it, it may be crushing. I think I have to bet on some risk. Now, excuse me for a moment. I'm back and my opponent hadn't decided yet. I wasn't protecting Venezuela, that's right, but I had some good reasons. I don't have very good cards to do it. This has been scored. It's still vulnerable to realignments. I need meal-ups. I assume this means he has one small step. I'd rather see him playing this for influence, not for the event. Yeah. But I don't think I did anything unethical by answering his question. And telling him the truth. Okay, I feel I have to play this first, because I can't afford losing with Germany. And I don't want to afford not cooing. Okay, that's something new. So my last move is probably going to be Camp David Accords, cooing Colombia or cooing Algeria if he triggers nuclear subs now. Not a big deal, of course, cooing Algeria, because I'm rolling ones or twos. But well. Then this Europe. Oh, I rolled a 3. And I got ABM Treaty, and I'm gonna see his headline. Special relationship. Maybe that's the way of capturing you, but no. It's a nice hand for a tricky play, especially seeing his headline. I don't think I'm gonna headline ABM because I have We Will Bury You to give up for Missile Envy anyway. I'm thinking of headlining Puppets and taking Nigeria and 2 African non-battlegrounds. A coup in Africa a coup in Africa can be responded by ABM Treaty then. Ooh, you're gonna see my hand, my friend. In this case, these attacking puppets are even more wanted, because if he coups any of the African countries, and lowers DEFCON, he mustn't play Missile Envy. Otherwise he's gonna lose the game on the spot. The worst he can do is to play the coup Zaire, the worst from my perspective, and then trigger South African unrest. Portuguese Empire was discarded, but South African was not. Okay. Or just take his time and take West Germany. ABM Treaty must be played prior to spacing We Will Bury You. That's for sure. Not an easy decision for him. If he has South African unrest, it's really unpleasant because I have to fight for equalizing Africa. No, he only has Che. So Africa, Algeria needs 8 to flip, Zaire needs 7 to flip. Plus Zaire is adjacent to Angola, which isn't overprotected. Yeah, I rolled a 3 when I needed it. Of course, a 4 to make a crucial difference now, because it would leave Zaire unflippable. But at least, if he flips Zaire, I may take South Africa, over-control Angola, and then fight for the rest of Africa. I'll have to suffer Vietnam revolts or liberation theology. Unless he plays Kennedy, which I doubt. With Kennedy I may safely discard any amount of cards, because there's only one scoring left. And I will have my action round after he's triggering Kennedy. Blech. Only one from this. I think NATO is discarded. Yes. So, no point in playing special relationship otherwise than for ops. So Vietnam revolts it is. I don't really need it now. I'm safe in Asia, even if it's triggered. Southeast Asia is gone. What I really wouldn't like to do is to play Nixon, not for an event, but I think I may be left with no choice. If he now coups Saharan states successfully, or worse, if he flips Nigeria with the China card, which I overlooked, in which case I'll have to bet on realigning on Algeria. I don't have to, so let's just trigger it for 1. Okay, this was blunder on my side, but he didn't make use of this. I was leading by 5-4, so if he had flipped Nigeria, he would be leading by 5-4, making it 3-2 in battlegrounds. So this was a case of mutual blunder. Giving up West Germany or not? I don't like giving it up, but don't have really better options. Although now I start being slightly vulnerable to his European control. Not liking this. Because any combo of something like Suez Crisis or Socialist Governments or the Reformer, plus a 4 card and Europe scoring is just killing me. I'd have to overprotect France double to avoid this. But I don't have the card power to do this now. He knows both of my cards. Maybe he's hesitant about playing Kennedy right now. Containment, okay. These are circumstances under which I'm ready to give up liberation theology. One over in France, done. I got Kennedy. I got defectors. To wait for his play. All the scorings came back. Europe is not easily recoverable. So is Middle East. Africa looks best, but oh, he played Missile Envy? He dared. Unfortunately, I can't degrade DEFCON. So I think I'll just stop this event, because I'm really not into losing victory points now. I'd like to perform a coup to be able to trigger arms race, but the problem is I don't have good targets. So that he believes that I really needed cooing there. So I think I will just know. What did I do? I will just secure South America, since he's playing so heavily there. If I succeed in spacing twice, I'm gonna hold Kennedy. Ooh! You so much want to have Argentina? Okay, this was quite clear as a signal. objectively it wasn't a good move, but somehow it paid off. Didn't leave me time for space race, for example. Because now I'd like to space 2 cards, event 2 more, so my only playable 4-ops card is the Cambridge 5, which I'd like to trigger as late as possible and use it for a coup to gain mill-ups. An ostensibly good hand, which turns out to be very, very unflexible. Okay, if I have to give up one of the Egyptian events, I think it's better to give up Sadat. Whew. He didn't continue her, so I have a breath and I gained 3 victory points. Great. If he doesn't space now or fails and I am able to space Cookmeyer. Okay. Missed. I gained ability to discard 1 card, so maybe even Kennedy isn't necessary, but now it's an obvious hold card to discard, excuse me, some unwanted scorings. We are gonna start late war with slight Soviet advantage on VPs, unless I play Camp David, then Sadat and then coup with Cambridge 5, and he doesn't coup, maybe he forgets. I'm not gonna remind him about that. The problem is if I fight for Middle East now, he may ignore it, because it has just been scored and I have to take this fight anyway. Oh, he didn't forget about cooing. Ooh! And he cooed well enough to force me to counter coup, which I fortunately succeeded in. I rolled a 5, which was the minimum to success. But come on. Central America scores a 3 for him. This is affordable. But it would have scored a 6 after this coup, and this wouldn't be affordable. So he's gonna be 1 ahead, and this one may be important for the reformer. No discarding. And I'm gonna see his headline and be able to play just about any card. But of course, grain sales looks like a no-brainer. And Kennedy looks like a no-brainer hold card. Okay, I really hope no Eldritch Aims. On the other hand, if he plays Eldritch Aims, he may be so annoyed by my hand. I start thinking that 5-year plan may be an even better headline than grain sales now, because I can always play grain sales later, cutting his hand twice, with Star Wars even 3 times. And after seeing his headline, 5-year plan comes with no downside risk. On the other hand, grains Suez crisis. Grain sales allows me what I may need to do, namely put influence in Europe. Or maybe I should headline Marshall. Just to protect France. But I'm unable to hold grain sales anyway, so let's headline it. Let him trigger his event first. I assume two France, one UK and one Israel. I think I want to hold Kennedy, so I'm gonna play this card to repair Europe and not discard anything. I think Star Wars is gonna be played very late in turn. Unless I have to defend Africa. Yes, I could return the card to him, but I wanted to cut his hand size. Europe is scoring a 6 and I don't like it. Going Zaire and doing it successfully. Not an easy decision. Okay. This secures Angola from flipping, this secures Nigeria from flipping, this secures my access, and this secures West Germany from being taken in a single move. So far, grain sales look the best take card for Star Wars. Maybe colonial rear guards are good enough to be a candidate. this? Okay, this has to be addressed directly by realignments here. Come on. Come on! Damn it. Okay. Okay, this means I'm gonna lose on the spot if he has war games. So I have to cut this hand. And of course returning him CIA. And playing grain sales for ups. Okay, so he has CIA. Good to know. I'd like to know if he has war games, but if he does, I will know it now. If he doesn't, on the other hand, he has to play the China card. Sooner or later. I can always play 5-year plan and... oh! UN intervention, how nastily of you that you had this one. Okay, these 4 victory points were very, very precious. So AR5 Yuri and Samantha for a coup attempt in Cameroon, and of course coup before triggering the event. Yikes. Oh, I wrote what I wanted to roll. He has 1 card left, so I may probably steal his China card. I just break Algeria after his coup in Cameroon. I so much dislike him having UN intervention. And I even more dislike that I hadn't drawn this from his hand. Oh, but he failed the roll and I'm still scoring Africa for 4 victory points. This might have been a crucial one. I mean a crucial failed roll. Five-year plan is tempting to cut his hand size, but still it's more important to protect. On the other hand, I have the China card. No, I think DEFCON is not an option. In general, I think I'm losing this game. But maybe, just maybe, I can save it by some miracle. This would be an ideal turn 10 hand. On turn 9, however, it's not as good. Plus, if he has Europe scoring, it's just killing me. Oh. Okay, let's purge him, because what else? At least this guarantees me he can't take France. Other things are. Glasnost is unplayable. I could play North Sea Oil, attempt to space Glasnost, and if succeeded, have 8 action rounds in 2 turns in a row. Saving Kennedy. In case of drawing something very, very nasty. Biting the bullet with decolonization. The other thing I can do is to perform some ops war in Asia. Because Asia isn't scored yet. And actually it's my best chance now. Damn it. It's a very tough game, and I somehow feel tough games used to just come to ITSL. Okay, I understood. You have Europe scoring and you try to score it. Yeah, maybe I should have played into Great Britain. Okay, looks like not a chance any longer to win this game by normal meanings. So let's first try. Failed. So I'm not going to have 8 action rounds due to space race. I'm not also going to win this game because the damage he had done to me already is, I think, irreparable. Of course I can keep doing my best, like playing war games to coup Mexico. But I really doubt it. Norad cooing. So he didn't forget it. In such a case, he played decently, but I think this means I'm not gonna make the main playoffs this season, just silver ones. Maybe I'm making the main as the last qualified player. Would be, come on! What an annoying guy. Annoyingly rolling guy. Just show me Ortega to deny me presence in Nicaragua. Oh. Even if I drew Chernobyl for Europe, it's pointless. I can never ever control Europe until the final score. Maybe with Tierna, this wall, Chernobyl. Rush war. Very rich hand and solidarity. Actually, that's my last practical chance, so why not take it? Hold Kennedy at all cost, even at cost of playing decoy. Build up Europe now. Yeah, why not? Canada, then everything to West Germany. Just stopping to repair the damage Deagle does. He probably can't win this game on turn 10. Unless he succeeds in dominating Asia. So why not bet it all on one single card named Chernobyl and several other cards which have to cooperate. No longer hoping for this one. Now excuse me for a moment. back, and as it was in the previous time, Mark is waiting for me. No Chernobyl. Okay, I'm lost. Unless some very miraculous things happen. This is not what I call miraculous things. And he so much dominates the map that he has not many targets for his card. China card is now pointless, so Marine Barracks and Socialist may be left. Other cards played for Ops, Flower Power after both wars. That's not difficult. Venezuela was a better choice. Oh, I suddenly started being lucky. He doesn't have any scorings, but this is just for increasing the chance of Iran-Iraqi war to succeed. I wanna... oh, whoa, whoa. I wanna play it soon. Excuse me, and then trigger Flower Power. Now the important thing to notice. Play deck has a bug. And Aldrich Ames says that US player exposes his hand to USSR player for the remainder of turn. So, if he had chosen anything else and I had played Kennedy, I could replace some cards with other cards, and by the wording of Aldrich Ames' remix card, he is entitled to know them. By the engine, he isn't. The fair play and sportsmanship requires informing the opponent on chat about the redrawn cards. This one failed. Oh, I will no longer see his headlines. What a pity. East European unrest is useless as an event. Oh, what an even more pity. Okay, let's fight for all the VPs I can earn. Maybe not with that. Okay, what's the hold card? Marine Thorax. Not a real choice. That's ridiculous, and that's ridiculous what he's doing. What the hell was that? No access to Zaire, and Mexico doesn't want to fall. Damn it! So I think the Americas, Central America is going to kill me. Now, one in Africa changes with a 4. one in South America, 2 in South America changed with a 4, 1 in Central America is a 4 op change, but it's all 1 influence, 2 ops. In Middle East, grab 3 victory points. Few to few. Calculating very fast, I think the best move is flower power. If it was my move now, Zaire, Cuba and Saudi Arabia. But I think I'll have some damage he does now to repair. Ooh, 1 more victory point. And now 2 points in Europe. Change the scoring by 4. In Africa, I need 3 to change the scoring by 4. 1 changes by 1. 2 points in Central America, change the scoring by 4. So Europe is at 5. Now it's at 1, and I can't do any better here. Central America is at 9, and now it's at 5. Okay, so I earned 4 victory points. I can't do anything better here. In Africa, I also can't do anything better. This is 1, this is 2, and this changes from 0 to 4. Okay. 2 influence means 4 victory points. In Middle East, nothing can be done. So I have 4 victory points and I have 2 regions, each of them offers me four victory points in exchange to 2 influence points. I feel this is too few to save this game, but let's just make it. Yep. So thank you for watching, see you next time, probably tomorrow in my ITSL playoffs game and then ITSL playoffs, the color of which is now the subject to be decided, either the gold or the silver ones. Thank you.